Have you ever dealt with someone who made every conversation about themselves? I mean, someone who couldn't celebrate your wins without turning the spotlight back on them? We've all encountered narcissistic behavior patterns at some point, whether in relationships, at work, or even within our own families. These interactions leave us drained, confused, and questioning our own reality. What if ancient wisdom from psychology, philosophy, and modern neuroscience could help us recognize these narcissistic personality traits before they drain our energy? What if understanding the habits of highly narcissistic people could protect your peace and preserve your sanity? In this video, we'll explore 7 distinct habits of narcissistic individuals, warning signs that go beyond surface-level arrogance. These are patterns backed by clinical psychology research and validated by relationship experts who've studied narcissistic behavior for decades. If you want to be the first to uncover more pearls of wisdom about psychology, relationships, and mental health, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's begin with the first revealing habit. Number 1. The empathy deficit. As psychologist Simon Baron-Cohen once noted, empathy is about spontaneously and naturally tuning into the other person's thoughts and feelings. Narcissistic people systematically lack this capacity. This means that when you share your struggles, a narcissist's response feels hollow. They might say the right words, but there's no genuine emotional connection. It's performative empathy at best. Let's look at it from this perspective. You've just lost your job, and instead of sitting with your pain, the narcissist immediately pivots to how they once faced unemployment, but handled it better. Or they minimize your experience entirely. At least you have savings. Or that's nothing compared to what I went through. This narcissistic lack of empathy isn't occasional insensitivity. It's a consistent pattern where your feelings become props in their narrative. They can't celebrate your promotions without mentioning their bigger achievements. Your grief becomes an inconvenience to their comfort. The clinical term is empathy dysfunction. And neuroscience research shows reduced activity in brain regions associated with emotional attunement. But here's what matters. When someone consistently makes your emotions about themselves, you're witnessing a core narcissistic behavior pattern. Number 2. Grandiose self-perception. This narcissistic grandiosity habit means they genuinely believe they're exceptional without proportionate evidence. Not confident, delusionally superior. Think of the colleague who takes credit for team projects. The friend who name drops constantly. The partner who believes rules don't apply to them because they're different. This isn't healthy self-esteem. It's narcissistic arrogance traits on full display, an inflated sense of importance that requires constant reinforcement. They exaggerate achievements, expect recognition without merit, and become hostile when reality challenges their self-image. Research shows this grandiosity often masks deep insecurity behaviors. But that doesn't excuse the damage caused when their need to feel special tramples over everyone else's dignity. Number 3. The validation addiction. Before we continue, count yourself as an exception for making it this far. Most people scroll past uncomfortable truths about narcissistic attention-seeking behavior. The Dalai Lama teaches that a lack of transparency results in distrust and a deep sense of insecurity. Narcissists crave admiration like oxygen, creating a toxic cycle of validation dependency. This narcissistic need for admiration goes beyond wanting appreciation. It's a compulsive hunger that never satisfies. They constantly fish for compliments. They engineer situations to look impressive. Social media becomes their stage for curated perfection. Watch how they react to normal interactions. A simple conversation becomes a performance. They steer discussions toward their accomplishments. To a narcissistic person, silence feels threatening because it's not applause. In relationships, this manifests as constant demands for reassurance. Do you think I'm the smartest person you know? Isn't this the best meal you've ever had? It's exhausting because the answer is never enough. The narcissistic social habits revolve around extracting praise from every interaction. Number 4. Exploitative relationships. This means narcissistic, exploitative habits define their relationships. To a typical narcissist, people become tools, not treasures. They extract resources such as emotional support, money, status, and connections without reciprocation. Think about the friend who only calls when they need something. The romantic partner who loves bombs during pursuit but turns cold once committed. The family member who views your success as their personal asset. Narcissistic interpersonal habits follow a predictable pattern. Idealize, devalue, discard. Initially, you're special, perfect, their soulmate. Then flaws appear, their perception shifts, and criticism flows. Finally, when you're no longer useful, they discard you with chilling indifference. This isn't a relationship conflict. It's narcissistic emotional manipulation designed to keep you off balance while they extract maximum benefit. Number 5, they rage when challenged. This leads us to the 5th habit of highly narcissistic people. The weaponization of rage occurs once they are challenged. Narcissists are experts at weaponizing rage to maintain dominance. Narcissistic defensive behaviors erupt when their self-image faces a threat. Challenge their story, set a boundary, or achieve something they envy. Then prepare for narcissistic rage. This isn't normal anger. It's disproportionate fury over minor slights. You gently correct a factual error, and they accuse you of attacking them. You succeed independently. They sabotage or smear you. The pattern reveals typical actions of narcissistic people. When supply diminishes, aggression increases. They might deploy silent treatment, public humiliation, or character assassination. Narcissistic gaslighting traits emerge. They rewrite history, deny conversations, and make you question your sanity. Psychology calls this narcissistic injury, and it's one of the most dangerous warning signs of narcissistic behavior. Their emotional regulation resembles a toddler's, except they're adults capable of sophisticated manipulation. Number 6, they crave entitlement without effort. A typical narcissist refuses this wisdom entirely. Narcissistic entitlement habits manifest as expecting special treatment without earning it. They cut lines, demand exceptions, and believe ordinary rules are beneath them. Watch how they treat service workers: dismissive, rude, imperious. Notice how they react when told no, outraged that boundaries exist. Observe how they discuss others' success. They attribute it to luck, while they blame their failures on external factors. This sense of entitlement extends everywhere. In relationships, they expect unwavering loyalty while offering none. At work, they demand promotions without performance. In friendships, they expect constant availability while disappearing when you need support. The narcissistic mindset habits operate from one core belief: I deserve more than others. Not through merit, effort, or kindness, simply by existing. It's narcissistic self-centeredness crystallized into a worldview. Number 7, they show zero accountability. This final habit might be the most revealing of all narcissistic behavior patterns. They never genuinely apologize. Mistakes are deflected, minimized, or blamed on others. When confronted, narcissistic deception habits activate. They might offer non-apologies. I'm sorry you feel that way. They might counterattack. Well, you did the worst thing first. They might claim victimhood. I can't believe you're attacking me. True accountability requires humility. Acknowledging imperfection, making amends, changing behavior. Narcissists view this as a weakness. Their narcissistic coping mechanisms revolve around preserving their grandiose self-image at all costs. Understanding differences between narcissism and confidence helps here. Confident people own mistakes and grow. Narcissists deflect and repeat patterns. My final thoughts. Well, as we draw the curtain on these 7 revealing narcissistic habits, remember that recognizing narcissistic traits isn't about judgment, it's about protection. We've journeyed through the psychology of narcissistic people, from empathy deficits to accountability avoidance. These aren't isolated quirks. They're interconnected patterns of narcissistic abuse that damage relationships and drain emotional energy. The wisdom here is timeless. Whether from Jung's depth psychology, Stoic philosophy's focus on character, or modern neuroscience research, the message remains: know these patterns, establish boundaries, preserve your peace. In the comments below, share which habit resonated most. Have you encountered these narcissistic communication styles? What helped you protect yourself? Let's learn from each other and build a community of awareness. If this video opened your eyes to manipulative behavior in narcissists, subscribe for more insights on psychology, relationships, and mental health. Hit that like button if identifying narcissistic traits helps you navigate toxic behaviors, and ring the notification bell so you never miss wisdom that protects your well-being.